Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. So none of us slept at all last night. It's a bit too hot. So we are back doing some repair work. So the customers bought this house, they've not yet moved into it. They've got me over to do a EICR, so I'll show you that quickly on the boards that are here already. So it's those two bad boys there. So we're due to actually take both of those out and put one in, but that's not today. So if you are new to the channel, well, it's just me and Kian actually today. So I've got Kian not. So just me and Kian doing a bit of alteration work. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the corner, leave your comments below and give us a thumbs up if you like it. So let's get stuck into the video. So what we're doing today, we are trying not to melt because it is still very, very hot at the minute. So like I say, unoccupied house, so happy days. We've actually got loads of plastering work to do here as well, but we can't do that until all the alterations are done. So it's a lots of things that, it's a bit weird in this house because you've got a lot of rooms with just single sockets in. So what we're doing is we're converting that single into a double, another double over here. We've got to sort out that lot, so that's got to drop down. We've got a kinetic switch that we're going to be sorting out for. There's a security light coming off the back. We've got to move that bad boy into the center and get rid of those. Eventually that wall's coming out because we're going to make in like a walk-in dressing style area. And then it's things like this in the rooms where, again, we've got, yeah, go on hiding. So we, again, just like make that to a double, another double there, because as you can see from the crime scene tape, is that it's going to be the bedside cabinet, and there's like another socket here to convert. So lots of little bits like that. The light's going to stay where it is in this room. It's just the master bedroom that's going to be moved. But again, we're going to be skimming all these ceilings out. So a few bits in the bathrooms where we're going to be getting rid of some of the downlights because they're not IP rated. So some of them are going to be changed, potentially all of them at some stage. But just for now, let's get them up and running, get them all up to standard. Then they can move in. So yeah, so that's the plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to get you set up on time lapse, I think, just while we can sort of get a crack in. Hopefully it's not going to be too hot in the loft, but I imagine as long as I get that done fairly soon, relocating that will be okay. But yeah, so we're going to get cracking and jump back in a moment. Right, okay, I thought what I'll do is I'll just sort of point out a few bits. So the socket heights are, it's 250 to the bottom in this room, okay? So we're going to keep that all as it is. We're not going to be putting them at 450 to the bottom for part M of the building regs. We're going to match up what's already here. Don't really want to be going into that, you know, sockets up here, sockets down there. We're going to match them all the way through. The other thing to point out is, yes, they're all cream carpets. So the carpets themselves are not staying. They're not staying at all, so we don't have to be mega careful with them anyway. So the mat's down, we've got the hoover, so we're going to do as what we can. But as you can see, there's all the scrapings from when they took the wallpaper off anyway, so we don't have to be too careful. But yeah, so what we're probably going to do now is lift up that, and we'll do little chases, and we're going to fill the chases afterwards, make sure they're all sorted. But yeah, so I just thought I'd explain that a little bit when people go, oh, they, you know, because they're quite low, but they would have been what they're all set at everywhere else. Whereas it's had a building work downstairs in like the office downstairs and the kitchen, they're at regulation height, but obviously we're not going to do that up here. So right, it is boiling. We've got a big industrial fan that moves all the air around the house as well. So we're going to be whacking that on. So right, better get stuck into it now. Right, so I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update where we're at. So we've cut, I was going to cut these boards, but then as I pulled the carpet up, I found that there was this other board here, which is obviously across here, has already been up. So I always try and, you know, don't lift too much up if you don't need to. But it's a good job I have, because that board there is not fixed to literally anything. So they've cut round the nails, lifted it up, but not actually fixed it back down. So that will squeak like mad. So we'll put some new fixings in. The way I like to do it is getting those up so on here you have basically a plug cutter on the end. So go around the nails like that, and then that sorts that bit out. But not only that, is because we're going to alter this, I've actually found in this run, so from this cable here, or that cable there, sorry, it's actually got 1, 2, 3 junction boxes in it. So, which is quite weird considering this board's been up. So they've actually put these in. Don't know why, but they have. So what I'm going to do is get rid of all those, and then we're actually going to extend the ring rather than put that on as a spur. So we're going to go back to that one, and then we've only got one joint in it, up to there, and then we can put the new ring back in place and actually fix the floorboards down properly. So which will eliminate a lot of the squeaking in here, because I imagine that was not that good. So yeah, so we're going to get that sorted, get those bits done. I've also found another leg here which is obsolete now, I believe, because it doesn't go anywhere, so we'll trace that back. It might be just cut off elsewhere anyway, so we'll check that out. Okay, we have got these sockets in place there. So as explained, so this is the way we do it. So you use your plug cutter, which is basically like you get them off, you know, quite a few places. And then this one here wasn't fixed down at all, so they've just used a chisel with this one and then just left it like that. So we are getting on with this now. So we're now looking at putting the Kinetic in there. I've disconnected that. That's going to be another fuse spur now, because we've just discovered that the internal walls are actually made of straw. And for those of you at home who are going, what are you on about, you mentalist? Genuinely, they are like a compressed straw, and I think they spray them in some sort of resin or something. Might be wrong, there might be some fire prevention properties in it or something like that. But they are notoriously hard work. It's the second house I've ever come across with it, and that was, so I've been doing this, what, 16 years now, so it's the second house, so I'm quite lucky really in that sense. So this is it. So from that little bit there, you get all of that. So the way I'm going to go about fixing that, I think, is screws either side, because it's, like I say, it's compressed, and then behind it use some fire rated expanding foam, and then give that all that fire rating property again. But yeah, not great stuff to be working with, so if you can avoid that, make sure you do, because it is not fun. It's hard work in every way. Right, we've got the sockets sorted in both these rooms now. So we've had a little bit of change of plan because of the floor layout. We've then spurred it off this way because the joists, let me try and put you this way, look, so put that there you can see. So if you can see that, so because the joists run like that way, originally we were going to pick up the supply from the socket over here, so we did all the chase and stuff, but it doesn't really matter too much because it was being converted from a single to a double anyway. But because of that, I've actually found another socket in the cupboard there, so obviously joists run that way, so that's what we've done. We've used the hole saws to, rather than lifting the whole boards up, so we've used the hole saw, 100mm hole saw, to get through those. Like that. So what Kian's now doing, he's going around patching those other bits up. So we've also sorted out the kinetic stuff, so for the outside light. So that's what Kian's just sorting out now. He's just sorting out all the patch repairs bits. So what Kian's doing there is he's made some timbers, and then he's just basically patching those bits in, and then when the carpet goes back down, you'll be none the wiser. So because of these straw walls, they are not fun to deal with at all, are they, Kian? No. They're not enjoyable. So what we've done, we've chased that in, we've made that a few spur rather than having a single socket just for the sake of it. Buried the kinetic module there, so which is like that bad boy. And then what we've done is then we've gone outside and drilled, right, sorry guys, you're just going to hang out the window a minute. So you see that other cable down there? So that is actually drilled underneath the floor, and then that's linked back to there. So we've also, because we're very hot and I don't like working when it's boiling hot, we've also got the industrial fan on the go. So that thing, I'm going to give you a little preview. When this thing is loud, but it's awesome. So that genuinely moves all the air around. Sorry, it's well noisy now. So by having that on, it actually moves all the air around throughout the whole upstairs. So it actually makes a massive difference, makes it so much more comfortable to work in. So we've got this room left to do. So we've got that socket there to make into a double, new double, and that one to make into a double on there. But I think we're going to stop with those right now, and I think we've got to get the filler in and stuff, because it's took a little while to get that where that is. So I think we might look at sorting those lights out, moving that centre light across, and then we might be back here tomorrow. So because there's been a bit of a change of plan with work, because the lads were up this morning at 7:30, no, on site for 7, sorry, for a concrete screeding job, and the concrete plant's shut down. It's because the machine's broke. So then they've gone off to do something else. So the job we were supposed to do tomorrow isn't going to happen now. So it gives me a free day, which means I might be able to get back here, which would be good, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it, boys and girls? We'll be able to do a lot more. So yeah, so we're going to get the carpets down as well. So fine. Okay, so we're looking at fitting the centre light now. So it's all a bit mental, that. So we've got the original light, new centre light, and then there's the old down lights that are over there. So just for marking out wise, it's pretty straightforward really. Obviously just half that way and half that way, and off you go. So just stripping down the old light now, and straight away this is what shows you there's a lot of DIY stuff going on. So on here, so this feed here, see they've cut the CPC out, so that's gone. Don't need that, obviously, why would you? And that feeds down to these two, which again, all the CPCs are cut, non-fire rated downlights anyway, and also that they're wired and they're not inside their enclosure, so you've got singly insulated cables not inside their enclosure, so they're obviously going to go anyway. All the, I don't know anyone else's view, but that is just rubbish, putting all the CPCs into one length of sleeving. I know that loads of people do it, I just don't know why you do that, because it's harder to tell whether you've got them all in or not, because how, you know, when I do it, they're all individually wired and you can slide them back, make sure everything is properly in. It's just, I don't know, maybe people do that and they think that's the way to go and that's okay for them, but for me, no thank you, no thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump up into the loft now. I'll strip this bit down, jump up into the loft, and then we'll catch up with me in a second. Right, so I thought I'd show you the journey of all Sparkies. Now, in this loft, it is mega hot at the minute. So yesterday was the hottest day of the year. And, oh, it's hot now. So we are trying, right, hold on. Oh my God. I don't know what the hell you can see with this, but trying, look, I'm going to get through these pipes. Ugh, I don't know how much of this you're going to see, but I'm going to be honest, it's not fun. So in between those are overflow pipes. GoPro might end up going a little bit mental. So, loft area. That's where my new light is. That new cable coming through. So that means the old stuff is around about there. So let's go and have a little look. See, lovely insulation when it's this hot. Wonderful. So yes. Whew. Right, okay. So things to bear in mind when you're in a loft, which is all of it, is wasp nests, things like that. So you can see that over there. So don't disturb that. It's probably inactive anyway, but no point really trying to check, because that's a bit stupid. But obviously it's warm. It is really warm. So just got to be really, really careful. Now, one of the things I want to have a massive shout out to is Unilight. They sent me this light, and because we went on Trade Legends, basically, it's due to come out soon, and I trying this light now, and it is absolutely amazing. It really is. This is IL 925R. That thing is absolutely wicked. I know a lot of people are a bit late to the party with it all, but it's amazing. It really is, and it lasts me all day. I mean, I was doing an EICR the other week, and I had that next to the board all day, and it really is wicked. So massive shout out to Unilight, because it is really is good stuff. So insulation out of the way, and then we can pull all those through. So what I'm going to do is going to get the Wago on there. Oh God, it's boiling. Get the Wago up there, and then we're going to join into that new stuff. So what I'm going to do, because it is really awkward, I'm going to try and set it up on a little bit of time lapse if I can. If not, you know, you might see the next clip will either be time lapse or it'll be me that have done it.
Okay, so right, that's in boiling. Jesus Christ, it's hot. So we've put the old junction box in. Sorry, you can't really see that, but put that junction box in. We've stapled it up and clipped it all the way this way. We've got rid of all the old cable now, which is down to those down lights, so they can all be done and done away with. So time for me to get out the loft because it's boiling. Oh my god.
Right, down now in the whatever normal is. So centre lights in, all done, powered up, ready to go. So that's it for me and Kian today. Boiling hot. So like I say, next one we're going to be doing sorting out the security light and that other room, and then some fault finding. So if you've liked the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up, leave your comments below, and yeah, take care guys, and we shall see you on the next one.